I'm going to briefly talk about the spiritual revivals that came about due to the great involvement of Jonathan Edwards. The spiritual revivals took place during the 18th century colonial America. Edwards himself did not necessarily take full credit for these revivals. He goes on in one of his more famous works, it's called A Faithful Narrative of the Surprising Work of God. Edward tends to give the credit and glory of the results of these revivals to God. Edwards had also been a big proponent of conducting God's will in your life. So this just kind of reiterates that idea that God gets all the glory. We perform what God wants us to do in our lives. Therefore, it was God's idea and God's plan, not ours. We should not take credit for that. Jonathan Edwards' sermons played a large role in the revival of Northampton, the Great Awakening, revivals and Indians coming to the Lord at the Indian mission he spent many years at, as well as even after his time, his theologians during the Second Great Awakening looked back towards Edwards and looked up to Edwards and utilized his works during the Second Great Awakening. Edwards brought a number of souls as well as restructured the lives of many to reflect that of which is more acceptable to God. In Edwards' sermons during these revivals, he urged sinners to take a look at their lives, fix what was unacceptable with their lives, because if not, the wrath of God would come down upon them. So Edwards played a great role in the lives of Puritans in colonial America during the 18th century. I would go so far as to say that, as well as many other historians and scholars and theologians, believe that without men like Edwards and the First Great Awakening, the Second Great Awakening, we may not have seen the result of the revolution that we saw in America. The drawing of our Constitution, those constitutional principles are based on earlier ideas, things that people like Edwards and his contemporaries had come up with during the Great Awakening, the First Great Awakening. So I feel that Edwards played a strong role in the spiritual revivals of that time. Like I said, although he did not take credit for it, the results and his works at that time and the amount of replication and research that has done in modern times has proven that fact over and over again. So thank you.